Hello and welcome to NDTV News. I am Tari Prido Ikidi. The highlights. Former President Jonathan flags off world-class stadium in Igbogene. West African Examination Council releases 2024 results with over 2,500 certificates. Plus, federal government calls for due process as US set to deport 85 Nigerians. And now the details. The exalted position of Bayelsa State in Nigerian sports behoves a world-class sporting infrastructure. To this end, the Senator Diri-led Prosperity Administration, as part of its activities marking its 5th anniversary on Monday, performed the groundbreaking ceremony of a 20,000 capacity stadium in Igbogene, in Yenagoa local government area of the state. This epoch-making event was performed by former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. Details of this report will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. The West African Examinations Council has released the results of the 2024 West African Senior School Certificate Examination for Private Candidates Second Series. A total of 2,577 candidates had their results withheld due to allegations of examination malpractice. This was disclosed in a statement on Sunday by WAEC's Acting Public Affairs Officer, Mrs. Moshola Adesina. According to Adesina, 65,023 candidates sat for examination in Nigeria between October 25 and December 28, 2024 at various centers across the country. She revealed that 34,878 candidates, representing 53.64%, obtained credit and above in at least 5 subjects, including English language and mathematics. Candidates have been advised to check their results at www.waecdirect.org before accessing digital copies of their certificates at www.waec.org. While those whose results were withheld should visit the WAEC Notice of Examination Malpractice portal at waecinternational.org/complaints to respond to allegations against them. She noted that 16,886, 48.41% of the successful candidates were male, while 17,992, 51.58% were female. According to her, in the 2022 and 2023 second series, 42.16% male and 44.29% of female candidates obtained credit and above in at least 5 subjects, including English and mathematics. She noted that statistical analysis shows that 43,923 candidates, 67.55%, obtained credit and above in at least 5 subjects, regardless of English language or mathematics. The examiners marked candidate scripts at 5 centers in Lagos, Ibadan, Benin, Enugu, and Kaduna between January 15 and February 4th. A total of 3,327 examiners participated in the coordination and marking exercise. According to our candidates had the option to sit for the examination using either the traditional paper and pen format or a computer-based hybrid mode, depending on their choice during registration. Nigerians have urged the Department of Petroleum Resources to conduct first tests to confirm the quality of petrol sold in filling stations across the country. This came amid allegations from a viral video that the petrol product by the Nigerian National Assembly Petroleum Company Limited does not last long in fuel tanks. Our correspondent, Steffi Dede, reports that Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria argues that the fuel from the NNPCL is of quality standard. A report. Operatives of the Department of State Security and the police invaded the premises of the Lagos State House of Assembly in the early hours of Monday. According to reports, the DSS operatives sealed the offices of the Speaker, Mochizola Miranda, our deputy, and the clerk of the House. It was gathered that armed security personnel took over the premises at Alausa Ikeja at about 10 a.m. and passerbys were weeks away. Miranda and her convoy reportedly arrived at about 11:15 a.m. The development comes after an embattled former Speaker of the House, Badashru Obasha, sued Lagos lawmakers, challenging his removal as the Speaker of the Assembly. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on the African Union Peace and Security Council to prioritize the establishment of a combined maritime task force to enhance security in the Gulf of Guinea. At the 38th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of the African Union, heads of state and government in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia on Sunday, President Tinubu expressed Nigeria's readiness to host the task force's headquarters in Lagos. President Tinubu conveyed Nigeria's positions as the AU considered the report of the auspice focusing on peace and security in Africa, and the biennial report on the implementation of the master roadmap of political steps to silence the guns in Africa. The statement was delivered on behalf of President Tinubu by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Toga. Nigeria's recommendation of a marine task force comes on the same day that it signed an agreement with the AU to provide strategic sea lift-off services for AU peace support operations, natural disaster support, humanitarian actions, and personnel movement. Nigeria's Defense Minister, Badaru Abubakar, signed the agreement. Under the agreement, the Nigerian Navy will provide the vessel for the operations on a cost recovery basis. Nigeria's Attorney General and Justice Minister, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Toga, Naval Chief Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, and Director General of the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, Ambassador Mohammed witnessed the signing agreement. Ambassador Bankole Adoye, the AU Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security, signed for the AU. If you're just joining us, you're watching Niger Delta Television News. On the headlines, former President Jonathan flags off world-class stadium in Igbogene. West Africa Examination Council releases 2024 results with totals over 2,500 certificates. Still to come in the news, federal government calls for due process as U.S. set to deport 85 Nigerians. Details of this and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome to Niger Delta Television News and Current Affairs Department at the Ernest Ikoli Media Complex here in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State.
One of NDTV's traditional objectives is to disseminate information with renewed vigor. We build teamwork for accountability, efficiency, and accuracy.
Our community reports, eyewitness accounts, current affairs discussions are detailed and competitive.
As NDTV reporters, undiluted report is our goal. We gather the news and bring it to you just as it is.
Our cameras are poised to get in the story behind the story in an in-depth news report.
Our new digital equipment are top-notch with clearer visuals and audio. NDTV is repositioned to serve you better.
Join us on the news every day at 7 a.m., 12 p.m., and our major bulletin at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 25 UHF. NDTV, crystallizing the vision.
Thanks for staying tuned. The news continues. The Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, has urged the U.S. to adhere to established protocols when deporting immigrants from its territory. She made this appeal in a statement on Sunday in Abuja following a visit by the U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills Jr., to the ministry. In a statement issued by Magnus Eze, our Special Assistant on Communication and New Media, Odumegu Ojukwu voiced concerns over the possible suspension of the U.S. Dropbox visa system. She highlighted the emotional and financial distress faced by many Nigerians in the U.S. since the new administration signaled its intention to deport certain categories of immigrants, revealing that around 201 Nigerians are currently in U.S. immigration camps, with approximately 85 already cleared for deportation. She noted that deportation affects not just those being repatriated, but also their families in Nigeria, who depend on their remittances for survival and education. Odumegwu Ojukwu emphasized the need for deported individuals to be treated with dignity and allowed to settle their affairs before returning. She also urged the U.S. government to reconsider suspending the Dropbox visa policy, ensuring genuine travelers are not unduly burdened when applying for visas. The minister called for an official U.S. statement clarifying its stance on the Dropbox system to address growing concerns among Nigerians. She appealed for the continuation of USAID programs, citing their importance in addressing humanitarian issues in Nigeria and across Africa. In response, Mills clarified that the Dropbox visa policy had not been suspended but was under review as part of the new administration's policy adjustments. He assured that USAID remains committed to life-saving initiatives, particularly in healthcare and humanitarian aid, though some NGOs were experiencing difficulties. The Bayelsa State chapter of the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, NAWJ, led by our chairperson, Mrs. Grace Orumeyefa, has organized the first of its kind one-day comprehensive in-house capacity training for female journalists in the state. The training, with the theme Empowering Voices, Advancing Journalism and Sustainable Development, aimed at equipping participants with essential knowledge and skills for optimal professional performance and self-empowerment. Details of this report will also be brought to you in a subsequent bulletin. Major General Dekunle Aribie, the Chief of Defense Standards and Evaluation at the Defense Headquarters, says foreign collaborators are funding Boko Haram and other terrorists. General Aribie, speaking on Channels Television's The Morning Brief, highlighted that the continued foreign funding of Boko Haram and the Islamic State in West Africa province is a major factor in the prolonged conflict in Nigeria. In a recent statement, U.S. Congressman Scout Perry claimed that the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, had previously funded groups linked to terrorism, including Boko Haram. The controversy surrounding Congressman Scott Perry's statement has ignited widespread debates both in Nigeria and internationally. General Aribie has also weighed in on the issue, supporting the view that terrorist organizations like Boko Haram are backed by foreign entities, claiming that this sort of operation cannot be sustainable for the past 15 years without some sort of extra collaboration and assistance. On the entertainment scene, popular Nigerian artist Temilade Opeyemi, known as Tems, has made history as the first African female artist to have a song hit 1 billion streams on Spotify. For details of this and more reports, let's join Rebecca Ogutunde.
Tems achieved this feat with a collaborative song with Future and Drake titled Wait For You. Recently hit the 1 billion streams mark on Spotify. The song debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard Hot 10, making Tems the first African artist to debut atop the charts. Wait For You received 2 nominations at the 65th Annual Grammy Awards, Best Rap Song and Best Melodic Rap Performance, winning the latter. Popular on-air personality Chinedu Ani Emmanuel, also known as Nedu, has stepped down from anchoring the Honest Bunch podcast. Nedu said his decision to step down as host of the podcast followed negative comments making a rounds about him. Famous social media critic Martin Otis, known as Very Dark Man, had accused Nedu of allegedly demanding sex for movie roles from a female content creator. Very Dark Man made the claim amid his ongoing face-off with stand-up comedian D1. During a recent appearance on the Honest Bunch podcast, D1 had claimed to have evidence that Very Dark Man was gay. Aggrieved by D1's claim, Very Dark Man threatened to release the names of all celebrities Nedu had slept with in exchange for roles. In light of the controversies, Nedu said he was stepping away from the podcast to preserve its integrity and that of his family. Nollywood actor Charles Okocha, also known as Igwe Tupac, has opened up about his near-death experience. Featuring in a recent episode of Curiosity Made Me Ask, the comedian shared that he was once shot 6 times and miraculously survived. Okocha revealed that one of the bullets passed through one side of his stomach and came out on the other side. He said he is a survivor, and with everything he has been through, he is a real nigger alive, and that's official. I am Rebecca Ogutunde reporting for NDTV Entertainment News.
And that's the size of our package. But before we go, a quick look at the highlights. The Senator Diri-led Prosperity Administration, as part of its activities marking its 5th anniversary on Monday, performed the groundbreaking ceremony of a 25,000 capacity stadium in Igbogene in Unigwo local government area of the state. We also brought to you a report that the West African Examinations Council has released the results of the 2024 West African Senior School Certificate Examination for private candidates second series. And finally, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Mrs. Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu, has urged the U.S. to adhere to established protocols when deporting immigrants from its territory. Thanks for joining us. I am Tari Pridor Ikidi. Bye for now.